With digital taking center stage all over again, the possibilities, opportunities, and threats are being discussed in greater detail. While there is growing excitement about how digital growth has accelerated multifold, there is also apprehension that this opens up as many avenues for this opportunity to be exploited. And cybersecurity is one domain that can ensure that this growth continues. To talk about cyber resilience, we have Burgess Cooper. Burgess is a partner for information and cybersecurity at EY India. And Burgess, it's always been a delight to meet you and hear you speak at our events, and we are excited to have you join us here today. Welcome aboard.
Thank you so much for having me out here.
Burgess, there was an article that stated that 2020 will be summarized by InfoSec professionals in 4 words: COVID-19, ransomware, Twitter, and SolarWinds. Do you agree? And how do you sum up 2020?
I completely agree to these, and I'd like to add a few of my own. It's been an unprecedented year. It brought about various alignments to work from home, perform from home, and now even return back from home. New normal, skill improvement, staying more vigilant and alert for the various scams that rode the world, with over 657% of business email compromises, ransomware, and phishing frauds. It also brought about new opportunities for the strong-hearted and for those who are willing to take much more risks. To sum it up, it also brought the CISO community much more closer together in sharing best practices, and eventually the CISOs ended up much more stronger, better, and more resilient in facing cyber attacks.
And in your interaction with CISOs and InfoSec leaders over the past few months, what have you observed as one big change in their outlook towards cybersecurity?
Thanks. We stayed very close to our colleagues, our customers, our clients, and friends throughout the lockdown. I chaired about 15 plus fireside chats, the learnings of which I had shared in the earlier conference, with covering over 550 industry leaders. One thing which I learned from there is most CISOs were inclined towards improving their cyber incident resilience capabilities. Given these unprecedented series of attacks, they wanted to be ready with their cyber action game plans. We also noticed a slightly more enhancing and good trend that ExCos, audit committees, and board members increasingly became cyber aware and concentrated more on cybersecurity hygiene in the daily operations of their companies. That was a good trend which we saw.
So given all this, how do you read what cyber resilience means to you in the year to come?
Cyber resilience means a lot of things to a lot of people, but to me, it basically means how well rehearsed are you in your ability to ensure your business sustains its normal form after any type of cyber attack, and cybersecurity eventually becomes a positive brand enabler for you.
How do you read the need for organizations to revisit their cyber risk assessment and security strategies and, test the robustness of the cyber resilience at a long-term perspective? And how do you think they should approach this?
I strongly believe that it's not optional, but the act of survival of the fittest, so as to revisit your cybersecurity strategy and test the robustness of your overall cyber resilience programs from a long-term perspective. Most companies had planned the BCM for 2 days to 5 days at max. 9 months into the foray, all of us will have to revisit our cybersecurity and resilience programs. How have companies done that? Companies can achieve this through constant cybersecurity wargaming and technical simulations, continuous rehearsals, till they became a second nature.
But just the way we see it, the challenge for CISOs is not getting the budgets. It's the challenge is the risk of ending up creating silos within their security architecture with intensified investments going into new tech like endpoint, network, cloud, as they strive to boost the security of their distributed workforce. How do you suggest CISOs should look at their security framework and strategy holistically beyond specific technologies for improved cyber resilience in the changed circumstances?
Yes, I completely agree that today, this is one of the biggest challenges for all CISOs to harmonize the different plethora of cybersecurity solutions that a point in time that many of us have. It would be a good idea to actually have a clean, fresh, grounds-up view from an architecture perspective so as to cover solutions holistically like zero trust models, microsegmentation, and while we do that, we align to industry's frameworks like the MITRE and the Lockheed Martin frameworks in order to overhaul defense and the response capabilities.
And what do you see as the security operation model of the future?
The cybersecurity model of the future will largely be leaning towards a heterogeneous managed services model. CISOs will be leveraging the advantage provided by these specialized companies to help them build their cybersecurity operating models in fortifying their defenses. However, the onus and final responsibility will always rely on a CISO and his core team and its business stakeholders. In summary, all CISOs will have to do a tightrope walk in utilizing cyber as a service while balancing their internal business requirements. We have noticed many CISOs leveraging industry experts as independent board consultants, which work as a good sounding board to ratify and benchmark their cybersecurity strategies.
Thank you so much for joining us. That's Burgess Cooper, partner for information and cybersecurity at EY India, joining us for this podcast today. Burgess, thanks for plugging in and take care.
Thank you very much for inviting me. A pleasure to be here.